Hey guys, Rob Potter here from Photography Hotspots, back with another look at last month's uploaded hotspots. Now, last month being September, and in September I had 12 photography locations uploaded by some very, very cool people. So thank you very, very much to all of those people that uploaded their locations. You're about to be named and shamed. But I think it's also very, very important that we have a look at each of these locations so that you watching this video, if there's a location that's near you or a location that you've been wanting to get to, or maybe it's a location that you're traveling to that area, this will allow you to work out, well, is this a location that I want to go and check out for myself? So let's get into it. I don't want to take up too much of your time. I know we're all very, very busy people, but I still think this will be a lot of fun. So the very, very first one is La Perouse. Now, La Perouse, I actually think this is a popular one. We've had this in, I think, maybe last month's video. This was shared by Renee Kisselbeck, so thank you very, very much, Renee. Renee is awesome. I've met him a lot of times. He's a very, very good friend of mine, and he is a very big contributor to Photography Hotspot. So you can see he's got some fantastic photos. And if you haven't been to La Perouse before, you may notice it from a movie. It was in Mission Impossible, I believe it was 2 with Tom Cruise. But this is one of the most, I won't say one of the most photographed locations in Sydney, but it is right up there, and for very good reason, as you can see. Like, it's just a phenomenal location. This is Bear Island here. You have this nice old wooden bridge that goes across to it, so that's absolutely fantastic in itself. And a bit of a tip, get down below there because you get some really nice photos. And here's Renee lighting things up underneath, well, there you go, underneath the bridge, which is really, really cool. I'm not sure whether that's afternoon or in the morning. Let's have a look. What's he got here? So he's got it for sunrise, afternoon, or sunset. So basically, as you can see, you can go to this location anytime, and he's given it the big 9. So this is one of the best locations in Sydney. All right. Now, the Australian Pioneer Village by Sharon. So thank you very, very much, Sharon Swan, for uploading this. Now, it's actually funny that Sharon uploaded this because I am actually going to let you in on a little bit of a secret. I'm going to get married here in next year. So really looking forward to that. It's basically an old Western town, and it's out at Wilberforce, past Windsor there. It is a fantastic photography location. Now, there's actually a TV show, and they use it for different TV shows. But like Barbara says, sorry, not Barbara, Sharon, I'll get it right soon. Sorry, Sharon. Like Sharon says, this location was actually used in a TV show called Wild Boys. It was a few years ago. I haven't found too many people that remember it, but it only cost $5 to get in, and it's got that real sort of Australiana type feel to it. All these old, Western saloon style buildings. It's really, really cool. And again, if you're looking for something to do, if you're in Sydney, certainly worth paying that $5 and heading out there. They've got horses, they've got trains, they've got all sorts of things out there. So the Australian Pioneer Village is certainly a location you're going to want to check out. Again, just something different, something that you sort of walk away with some different photos that you won't get from a lot of other locations. Now, the Hawkesbury River, this is shared by Green Capture Entertainment. So thank you very, very much to whoever is behind that name. So thank you very much. And they've actually sort of put down the whole, I think, Hawkesbury River. And they've actually then linked this to the Hawkesbury River Station, which is I believe, a sort of a ferry terminal down here. So, look, I've spent a lot of time in the Hawkesbury. The Hawkesbury is a fantastic place to go, and thank you very, very much to this person because they've shared so much great information here. And that's I really, really appreciate people taking the time and effort to putting that in, and not just copying and pasting it from somewhere else. For putting in the time, that's really, really cool. And it gives you sort of a unique insight into those locations. So thank you very, very much. The Hawkesbury River is a phenomenal place for those people that are out in sort of Western Sydney, maybe that are sort of looking to go not so much towards the Sydney and the northern beaches and eastern beaches and those sorts of places, but maybe you're looking to get sort of out west, then the Hawkesbury River is a great location. So thank you very, very much again to them. And they've given this an 8 out of 10. Now, this was pretty cool. So this is by Trisha Finlay. So thank you, Trisha. And she was saying that she's been going to this for quite a while, walking past it, and finally sort of got the courage to jump in there and take some photos. And I guess with some of these buildings, you do have to be very, very careful. A lot of them might not allow you to use your tripod and those sorts of things in there. So just maybe have a look at a bit of a feel for it beforehand before you definitely don't go and do anything you're not supposed to do. But as you can see, Trisha's managed to get some fantastic photos, and that's what I love about Sydney. There are some brilliant, like that Strand Arcade and those sorts of places. There's some really cool architecture, which lends itself to some stunning photography, like Trisha has captured here. Now, Trisha's given this an 8 out of 10. And again, this is in George Street in Sydney. So right in the heart of Sydney, and very, very cool. So thank you, Trisha. And I think Trisha also shares the next one as well. Am I right? Yes, I am. So Rockwood Cemetery, this is actually got posted back to back by 2 different people. So thank you very, very much to Trisha. I'll have to check this out because sometimes cemeteries can make really, really cool photography locations. So again, lots of great information. Thank you very much. This is uploaded the one photo, and I'm not actually quite sure. It looks like bottles upside down. Whatever it is, it does look quite cool. It looks like the resolution hasn't come through all that well. So, Trisha, if you're watching this, send me through a better high-res. And not that we upload high-res versions to the site, but I might be able to improve the quality for you. And I might even get in touch with you after this. I did leave a comment down here just thanking you. But, yeah, again, thanks very much. Rockwood Cemetery, again, because the next person has also shared Rockwood Cemetery as well, and that's Paul H. So Paul's becoming a bit of a regular on the site, so thank you very, very much, Paul. That is fantastic. You're awesome. And he's also shared Rockwood Cemetery. So it looks like it's a cool place. It's at Lidcombe. So Lidcombe sort of, I'm not quite sure what you classify that, sort of, before Parramatta, so not quite west, but not quite towards the city, but not far from the city either. So hopefully that gives you some idea of whereabouts it is. But some really nice photos here. And again, lots of great information. And we've got a map as well. So thank you very, very much, Paul H., for sharing that with us. So there you go, 2 people sharing it back to back. It does happen occasionally. And again, if you have a location that's already on Photography Hotspots and you're thinking, oh, well, I don't know if I want to share it because it's already there, certainly go and share it because everybody has their own photos. You might have captured it in a different way, and you also have your own insights into it. So certainly share them on the photography site, like, La Perouse and Rockwood Cemetery and those sorts of places. This one was shared by me. I uploaded this. This is Macquarie Lighthouse in Vaucluse. And this is a good location. I love lighthouses, and I plan on actually putting together, very, very close to finishing, actually, a list of lighthouses in New South Wales. I think I've got like the top 6 or top 7 to photograph. This is a good lighthouse, but it's not a great lighthouse. It's certainly one of the more majestic. And what I do love about this lighthouse is that you can see it from pretty much anywhere in Sydney. It usually, like even if you're going on the train over the Harbour Bridge, you'll be able to see these sort of sticking out of the horizon, which is really cool. But just sort of lacking up and around it. You sort of got all the residential buildings, that sort of stuff around it. So it was, it wasn't the best. I certainly believe that Hornby Lighthouse, which is only just down the road, is certainly a better lighthouse to photograph. One, because it's red and white stripes, so that's pretty cool in itself, but also because it sort of hugs the coastline. And this does, you got the coastline over here, but it's a little bit away. So I did give it a 7 out of 10. Again, good, but not great. So, but certainly if you haven't been to it and you love lighthouses, who doesn't love lighthouses? Certainly head down there and check that one out. All right, cool. Now, Mr. Alex Taylor of Visual Cocaine has shared his Black Mountain Telstra Tower. Now, I actually went with him to photograph this. We did a bit of a car trip down to Canberra, and that's a really cool thing about having a group of photographers is that you can just jump in the car and get a few of you together and then sort of head out to different locations. I do it quite a bit. I really enjoy it, and I usually walk away with sort of a better experience, more fun, and those sorts of things. Photography doesn't have to be a solitude hobby. But anyway, enough of that. So Black Mountain Telstra Tower. Now, you just got up really, really high on this. Alex is giving this an 8.5 out of 10. And as I mentioned, this is in Canberra, so the ACT. And you're just phenomenal in the height. Now, it was freezing cold. We were up really high and the wind was sort of whipping around. So we were sort of sheltered by, I guess you could say, the side of this tower. But look, it was a really cool place. If you're in Canberra or thinking about heading to Canberra, I would certainly recommend checking this place out. It is really, really cool, and it didn't cost all that much to get into it. So as you can see here, it is here. you're probably going to need a couple of different lenses. I sort of wish I had a bit more of a zoom lens. I had quite a wide angle, got some really good shots wide, but you do have Parliament House down here, so I thought that would be cool to sort of really sort of zoom in. But anyway, see how you go. Certainly worth checking out. And then Alex Taylor from Visual Cocaine has already uploaded. Now, this is actually something I didn't really think of, but the Royal Easter Show. So there's obviously this one in Sydney, but there's also that one in Melbourne. Certainly worth if you guys are looking for just something, if you might be taking the kids there or something like that. Certainly worth taking your camera as well, because like Alex has done, and he went there purely as a photography, just to test out a lens that he's got, and he's put some great information in here about photographing it. But it can also be a really cool event to photograph. And I'm actually really now, after seeing this, he's actually inspired me I'll certainly be going to the Sydney one in 2015, which is next year. So really looking forward to that and just seeing what the photos I could get, not taking the tripod, but just walking around handheld and just having some fun and trying to be a little bit creative and a little bit different. So thank you, Alex, for giving us some ideas. And that's, again, the great thing about hotspots, getting all these different ideas for photography locations, because sometimes it's not actually the ones you think of. Now, it looks like I've opened that up twice, so let's close that one. All right, now Alex is also, and this is one he shared, and this is from Victoria, and this is the Bradmill Textile Factory. So Alex is the abandoned building guru, and I'm actually going to be interviewing him on the Photo Walk Guys podcast about abandoned building photography locations. So listen out to that. That's coming up soon. But he is the guru when it comes to this and just sort of getting into these places and taking all these photos of these, old abandoned buildings, factories, all these sorts of things that have been graffitied and left and all that sort of stuff. So it's amazing some of the buildings that just get left behind. But this is what he's done. And if you're in Victoria and you love your abandoned building photography, or you just want to capture something that's a bit grungy, a bit different, then certainly check out this. He's given it an 8.5 out of 10. So that's quite up there. And if you also want to know more information about abandoned building photography locations, I've actually done a post with Alex, an interview with him, where he actually states his top 10 favorite abandoned building locations, which is, if you go to the shoot tab, you'll see it there. All right, and last one for the month, and this is again shared by Alex. So thank you very much, Alex, for sharing, I think, 4 locations back to back. That certainly helps, and it's greatly appreciated. But he's now this is just beautiful, and I was lucky enough to actually go with Alex and my good friend Ben a couple of weeks later, and my partner Joe. We went to the Cowra canola fields. This is actually after he took this one. But if you haven't been yet, at the moment the canola fields are in bloom. It is beautiful. Like, there's just fields of yellow. And it's really, really cool. I've actually never experienced it before. I went for the very, very, very first time a couple of weeks ago. I was just blown away by just this sea of yellow. It's very, very cool, and something you really have to look at to appreciate, but something that, again, lends itself to some amazing photography, just having like this contrast of yellow and blue and, occasionally a tree or two sticking out of it. So that was really cool. It is Alex did drive. It takes about 3 hours or more to go from sort of Sydney out to Cowra. So this might be one of those things where, again, you take a few of you and you pack a car up and sort of head out, make a day of it, or probably even a weekend. The reason I say weekend was I wish I just would have made it a weekend, because I would have loved to have captured a sunrise or sunset over one of these fields. And apparently some of them, I was hearing from one lady who used to live out there, she was saying that sometimes in the afternoons they get these massive thunderstorms that roll through, and that would be phenomenal to catch a thunderstorm over this sea of yellow. It would just be really, really cool. And I certainly plan on going back, hopefully again this year before the canola is harvest. But certainly want to get back this year. And Alex has given a 9 out of 10, and I would certainly agree with that. It is a fantastic photography location. So if you're in New South Wales, check that out. If you're in the other states, maybe Google it. I don't actually have them on the website at the moment, and I do mean at the moment. I will look for them. But yeah, if you can, try and get out to one of these, because it's really, really cool. So that's it. That's all the locations we had for that month. Again, thank you very, very much to everybody who shared their locations. Look, if you're after a great location in Australia, this website's Australia-wide. It's not just New South Wales, Victoria. But as you can see, we've got locations posted by so many different people all over Australia, and it's fantastic. It's really, really humbling. And I'm getting some really great feedback lately, guys. So thank you very much. For anybody who's using the site, thank you. I hope you're enjoying it. And for those people that are sharing their locations, again, thank you, because you're certainly helping growing a fantastic community. So if you're looking for a location, you can come in here, you can zoom in and all those sorts of things, but you can find a location that you certainly want to go and check out. And you scroll down here, you've got other locations as well. And if you are one of those people that have been to a location and you're like, okay, well, I've got this great location, I would love to share it on Photography Hotspots, please do. There's no level to, who can share and who can't. Everybody can share of any level with any camera, just as long as you are happy to fill in this information. It's not that much. Pop in your information and what you thought about the location, come through here and upload your photos, hit the share, and you'll certainly be helping growing this fantastic community. So that's it. I'll wrap that up there. We're at about the 16-minute mark. Thank you very, very much, guys. Again, I really appreciate it. Thank you for watching this video. If you are enjoying this video, please hit the like button and subscribe. And otherwise, guys, I look forward to doing this all again in next month. And I'm really excited to see the types of locations that get shared in October 2014. And take care, guys. Happy snapping. All the best. Thanks. Bye.
Visit photographyhotspots.com.au and share your favourite photography locations today.